So can we start the interview?
Okay, can because
Okay.
my colleague is actually suddenly he's on emergency leave, so he cannot make it lah. So
Oh,
I
okay.
try to
Okay.
answer whatever I know lah.
Okay.
And some of the question that you give relate for the last three question, if I'm not mistaken, is related to my opinion to what is you going to do, something like that, if I'm not mistaken lah. So that one I'm not sure what is the answer lah.
Okay. Okay.
My actually my advice. Okay. All right. Maybe you can start first, Eddie, for extra anything.
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. We are Group 7 from TIA 6213 Information Assurance and Security. My name is Shen, and my group members are.
My name is Eddie.
My name is Gareth.
I'm Lincoln Lojahan.
For our assignment requirements, will be interviewing Mr. Haizam bin Mohammad Nasir from MMU NICE Department. Now, I will start with the first question. Could you provide an overview of MMU IT infrastructure and key system?
Okay, for basically in general, for MMU IT infrastructure, we have MMU network lah. Consists of MMU network, and also for the key system is actually we have a lot of systems, application actually. But the most important things that related to you as a student is actually Click and EBWise lah. That is the two big systems application that actually been inside the MMU. So for the MMU network is actually we have the LAN and also we have Wi-Fi lah. That is actually what we offer to the students currently. That one is enough. Okay.
Okay. The next question is, what are the primary IT services or application critical to MMU daily operations?
Okay, as mentioned before lah. Basically, the critical application is actually related to Click and also EBWise. This is the main heart of MMU application, and also it being supported with MMU network is in the MMU network, including the EB5 Wi-Fi or usage of this for the student lah. Okay.
So has MMU experienced any cybersecurity incident in the past 5 years? If yes, what were the lesson learned?
Okay lah. Current from my knowledge, there is no cybersecurity incident actually in the past 5 years lah. That is in my knowledge. Okay. For your info, actually currently we are actively monitor for any potential threat to all our systems lah. And actually we leverage on TM for their assistance to detect all these any potential threats.
Okay, so that's good. What are the top IT security concerns for MMU currently?
Currently, we not really. We are looking at the top IT security concern. Actually, we are looking at any potential threat to our system, and we will make sure that actually no threats are coming to our system. And again, we are leverage on TM to monitor for any threats coming to MMU.
Okay. So how does MMU ensure compliance with data protection regulation?
Okay, that one is actually since we are leveraging on TM, so TM also have their compliance. They follow the compliance, and actually we have to follow them also lah. We are leveraging on TMs, our parents company.
Okay. Now, I'll pass to Eddie. Your question.
And my name is Eddie Chinjaza, and I will continue the interview session. For my first question is, does MMU have a formal IT security policy? Could you share the key components?
Okay, we do have IT security policy that actually we adopt from TM also. Okay, maybe I can share what if the policies have lah. For example, we have a policy on password. We have also security policy on backup and restore. We also have a patch management, and also the others is something like incident management. That
Okay.
what I could share lah.
Okay. Next, what proactive measures are in place to prevent cyber threats?
Okay. Okay, we do have our in our campus itself. We do have our firewall for to block any unauthorized access. We also implementing the web application firewall for those application that reside at the cloud.
Okay.
Cloud. And we also have implemented multi-factor authentication. Actually, when you log in into Click, you have to key in the tag number, something like that, isn't it? So that is one of it. For preventive measures lah, actually we are doing it.
Okay. And next, how often does MMU conduct security audits or vulnerability assessments?
Okay, it depends basically. For security update, for vulnerability assessment, actually normally we are doing at the application level. So for application, actually, if we want to do a major updates, for example, and then we have to do a vulnerability assessment for that application. That's the thing lah.
Okay. And next, what cybersecurity tools or technologies does MMU use?
Okay, as mentioned before, we have our multi-factor authentication, and we use role-based access control (RBAC) for any access to the application, and also we have something like the endpoint protection for virus lah, something like that lah.
Okay. And for my last question is, how are software updates and security patches managed across system?
Okay, for critical system, for example, for critical system, I mentioned here is normally for Click and also for EBWise. And also any related to the network devices lah. So once the patches is available, then we will perform the patch. But it's not immediately lah. Maybe we have for application normally if we have the patches, we have to read through the patches update documentation before we apply it into the production, because we are afraid that actually if that patches will not works with the current system lah. So normally it is doing after the patches is available.
Okay, thank you. And this is all for me. I will pass the interview session to Gareth.
Okay, I will conduct the following questions. Is cloud storage used for sensitive data? If so, what additional security measures are implemented?
Okay, cloud storage actually for your info, our Click and also EBWise is actually at cloud base. It's a cloud base, and actually is reside at the cloud lah. If I'm not mistaken, it is in Singapore. Okay. For the security measures, it is the same thing as I mentioned before. We are using MFA. We are using role-based access control. We also have a backup and that disaster recovery. And actually, we also implementing the data encryption.
All right.
Okay.
Does MMU conduct cybersecurity awareness program for staff and students? Could you describe them?
If I'm not mistaken, we conduct it, but if I'm not mistaken, not recently lah. Okay, normally, if you want to do an awareness, actually we will email to the all MMU communities on what the awareness we are going to do it lah. That's the thing lah. We are actually normally we are doing an awareness via email.
Okay. Next questions. How are third-party vendors or contractors assessed for IT security risks?
Okay, since I mentioned actually we are leveraging on TM, so actually we will follow the guidelines that actually being aligned by TM IT security team. There is a guideline lah, actually we must follow.
All right. Does MMU have an incident response plan for cyber attacks? What are
Okay.
the key steps?
Okay, normally since we are leveraging on TM, so if there is any potential threat, so our TM SOC will notify us on any potential threat. So our team once receive that notification, we will check on the threat itself lah. So if it related to any related to the network and on the application reside in the MMU premise, so if we required to block the access to the application, then we will block it first. Then actually we will inform the PIC, the person in charge of that servers or the application for their action lah. And so after that, then we respond back to the TM SOC on the resolution.
Okay. How is data backup and disaster recovery managed?
Okay. For Click and EBWise, basically, the backup is actually performed daily. So we have a daily backup, and we also have a DR being set up at another place. Basically, in our case in MMU is actually the DR site is in Japan, and it is on the standby mode.
Okay, so that's all for my part. I will pass to the Lincoln.
This is Lincoln. So,
Right.
does MMU collaborate with external agencies, for example, Cybersecurity Malaysia, to enhance IT security?
So currently, if I'm not mistaken, not directly involved to the government agencies lah, because actually we are currently leveraging and we are follow on the TM IT security guideline. So maybe for TMs, they have collaboration with the external parties there. MMU is not directly lah.
Next, what is upcoming IT security initiative or project is MMU planning?
Okay, this one I'm not sure about it because basically I'm not really involved in the IT project planning. But from my understanding and from my knowledge, actually we are planning to upgrade our firewall equipment. That is the latest one lah. Planning to do it by this, if I'm not mistaken, in this year to upgrade the firewall equipment because the current firewall equipment is actually quite old. That's the thing.
What advice could you give our team for conducting effective risk assessments in organizations like MMU?
Okay, as mentioned before, the question for the three last question, I think I need your further input lah. What do you mean by your team for conducting effective risk assessment? Something like that. What do you mean by that? So I'm not sure what to advise you. What to do? What do you mean by you want to conduct effective risk management? Any further input? Anything?
Can you repeat the question again?
No. I mean, I could not fully understand what is actually you asking. So I need your further explanation and on your question for number 18.
Okay. Please wait for a moment. So best.
Because what is your okay? For example, your number 20 question.
Yeah.
What would benefits from that would benefit from a risk assessment like ours? What is like ours to what? Yours. What is yours risk assessment? What is your? I don't know what is your risk assessment like. For number 19, if you want to follow any question, you need to okay lah. That one, if you have any question and if I can answer it, I can answer it lah. But it depends on what is the question itself. What actually are you doing for this project? The risk assessment, what?
Like what are the key steps or framework you recommended for the structural risk assessment?
Which what? Okay, risk assessment on what actually you are doing? What is the item actually? What is the topic, the title of risk assessment on what? Can you give me? What is your group you planning to do? Right.
Like something like
What is the risk assessment? Your team members also what?
cyber attacks, something like cyber attacks.
Cyber attacks.
Yeah.
Okay, cyber attacks. We also have multiple attacks. On which do you have any specific or just a general one? Cyber attacks. Cyber attacks. What advice? Okay, my advice basically okay. For example, just as I mentioned before, maybe you have to be specific on which topic actually what do you want to look into it. For example, macam you mentioned just now lah, you want to focus on the cyber attack. So you must ensure that actually if your team want to conduct the risk assessment, you must have a specific topic to look into. Don't put it in a very general one. It's better to be a more specific topic. For example, just now you mentioned on the cyber attack. So on the cyber attack itself, we also have a multiple and also what is the on what risk assessment you are looking into it, whether at the application level or the network layer. You must be also be specific on the topic itself lah. So it's much easier for you to focus. If it is on the general one, maybe quite difficult you want to on the focus that you want to do. All right.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes. So for the specific topic for the effective risk assessment,
Yes.
like cyber security attacks. So what are the strategies to prevent or detect to the cyber attack?
Yes. And maybe you can specify on whether it is at the cloud-based or in the in-premise application. I mean, where the application being reside also have a different risk assessment. Right. Any other things?
So for the future, what are the strategies that MMU to prevent the cyber attack?
What are the strategies? Okay, currently, okay, the thing is basically as mentioned before, we implementing the MFA. We are also implementing the RPEC. This is for MMU lah. We are using the web application firewall also, and also we do have I can't remember the long words. The IDS, intrusion, something like that. What is IDS? It is IDS lah.
Okay.
Yeah. We look at
next. May we follow up with additional question if needed during our report preparation?
Can. But you must you have to remind me lah. Kalau you have any for the question, but actually I'm not really in. Basically, I'm not really in charge into the network and also application side. So maybe you can direct it to me, and if I can answer, I can answer. If not, I will get it from my colleagues.
Okay. So last but not least, are there any IT projects at NMU that would benefit from a risk assessment like ours?
How to do that? Because actually, any IT projects, because currently there is no project except for the firewall upgrade. Others is actually basically on the ongoing parts. Normally, for example, MFA is actually already being implemented. So it is ongoing actually improvement we have to do lah. But that one is not really really a project itself. It's based on as and when we need to update, then we will be updated. That one is, for example, on MFA. If I'm mistaken, it's only the firewall upgrade. That will be the last one, the latest one. Okay. Whether it is a benefit of the risk assessment view for your project, I'm not sure. It could be, but actually, I don't think because the project is not real implementing very soon. It's something like maybe the third quarter and towards the end of the year. So I think your project, you have to submit the project by this week, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether the current IT project is actually you can include in your project now, because it is still in future.
Okay. So that's all from us. So thank you for thank you for answering our question.
All right. Okay. Good luck to you all.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Right. You.
Recording.